Hello everyone, welcome back to another Kerbal Space Program video, and welcome back to another ridiculous video. It's like, we're starting a vehicle assembly building today because I just wanted to show off just how ridiculous this plate's going to be in this rocket. You couldn't tell by the thumbnail and the title. We're launching a base today, and this is a very big base, like a very big base, which means, you know, it requires a very big rocket. And I think this definitely counts as a very big rocket. I think this is the biggest rocket I've ever built in KSP. So, yeah, I'll talk a little more about the mission details once we get to the launch, or right after the launch, which is where we are going to be right now, or to the launch. So, just going to fire up those engines. Big lag spike right now, and I'm playing this back right now at 1 speed, and I'm getting like 5 to 10 FPS at most during this launch. We don't know time lapse here in a second. But here we go, just going to fire up those, I believe it's 148 vectors and mammoths on the bottom there. There are 8 vectors, or sorry, 8 mammoths, and then it'd be 144 vectors on that bottom stage. It is absolutely ridiculous. So, we're just gonna barely crawl. We have a pretty good thrust to weight ratio. It's just physics are going really slow because of the lag. But we're gonna speed up the gameplay there, and then you guys can see us start to blast off. So we're using onion staging, which is basically where the side boosters will detach and then feed fuel into the middle. So those side boosters are now gone, and then they're feeding into those main 8 boosters. Those 8 boosters are basically all of our bottom stage. I have a tiny engine adapter on the bottom. So, and then that engine adapter has the structural, whatever they're called, struts or octagonal or whatever, that extend out to the side and have those 8 tanks. And that's basically my bottom stage. I do not have, it's not like asparagus or onion, just because I need the thrust to weight ratio. And not really, this thing actually gets into orbit fairly easily. You know, if you can get past the lag, which, like, in normal time speed, this took me like 10 minutes just to do the launch. It was nuts, but you can see, we are just, we're almost burned through that stage, just a few more seconds, and then it will be gone, and then we can fire up our second stage, which is even more vectors, just because they have the thrust to weight ratio, and then, we will fire up our 30, I believe it is, 30 engines on the second stage. Oh, sorry, it is more than 30. It is, so we have, as you can see, you probably can't see right now because we have the cameras. I have 3 vectors on those outer tanks, and each of those, and there are 6 of those outer tanks, and then I have 12 vectors in the middle, which combines to 48 vectors. So we didn't really skimp out on this stage either, did we? So a lot of vectors there as well. Oh wait, no. So, oh well, I lied. It is 18 on the outer cores plus. See, I have a calculator down here. It is 30 engines rather. So yeah, a little bit more conservative on the engine front, but you know, it's about that thrust to weight ratio, right? Just as little engines as you can have with a reasonable thrust to weight ratio. That's kind of the name of the game. And this game worked out, kind of. This just took forever to record, and with the disaster. And yeah, this video got delayed today because it took so long because of the disaster, the complete total. So sorry about that, guys. This video did take a while, and I didn't get to do an upload yesterday, which is sad because I want to do daily uploads, but yeah, oh well. While we finish up doing this burn, not much is happening, so I might as well do a little bit of a plug. I have a Discord server if you're interested in joining. It's pretty cool. We have about 20-ish people and a few very active people. We talk about crap. It's fun. It's pretty dope. There's a pinned comment in the description, or in the pinned comment in the comment section if you are interested in joining. It's great fun. And also, I also want to say thank you guys, for the insane subscriber growth. Like, even on a day where I didn't even upload any videos, which was yesterday, I still gained something crazy, like 16 subscribers. It was nuts. So, thank you guys very much. Subscribe button is there if you want to click it. You don't have to, obviously. I don't, you know. Do what you want. I do have a goal to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, though, and that seems like it might actually be happening. So, like, thank you guys. This is nuts. And you know, if you really hate me, you can just subscribe now and then unsubscribe when I get to my goal, and then you can say you're helping out. Then, you know, don't do that. Just only subscribe if you think the content is good. You know, I'm not going to try and convince you. So I'm just making the option known. I guess that's how I'll phrase it. So we're just staging away that bottom stage right now because it is done. I should do a little bit of an extra burn with it just so I can raise my orbit a little bit. And then we can plan our maneuver node out to Dres. And this middle stage right here, or this nuclear stage rather, interplanetary stage, is equipped with a very modest 111 nuclear engines. Obviously, that's normal. We always have 100. I'm sure, whenever you guys go to Duna or Mun, you have 111 engines, right? That sounds about right. And then just getting that maneuver node planned. This thing was kind of a pain to plan. Dres was not working with me today, but oh well, we get it to work eventually. I'm going to try and skip through most of this interplanetary stuff. I skipped through the correction burn doing just because you guys want to get there. You don't want to be staring at some map screen forever. That's not fun. Again, this is already part 5 of by the way, this is part of a series. If you weren't aware, this is the Make Dres Great Again series. It's a colonization series with a really stupid name because Dres, it's been taken over by the fake news and the bad. We've been getting ripped off by the Julians and the Dunites and we have to elect Jebediah Kerman and Bill Kerman to become the new leaders of Dres, and they need to make it great again. So remember, guys, vote Dres November 3rd. Vote Dres, and vote whoever you want for. I don't really care, but yeah, that's part of a series. It's a colonization series, basically. So in part 1, we launched a scout rover. In part 2, we launched a command station / space station / pretty cool place that looks like a plane but isn't a plane. Part 3, we set up an interplanetary transport network. So basically, I made a lander and an SSTO and then docked them up to the station. Part 4 was a very, very big rover, and then part 5 is going to be the surface base. And there are, I believe, 6 parts left. The series is gonna run till election day, so maybe it's only 5 parts. I do not remember, but there's gonna be a decent. We're roughly halfway through the series right now, and there's still a lot of fun stuff. I want to do a Jeb Tower, because we can't not have a Jeb Tower. It'll be epic, hotel, and maybe even gold, because it'll be that epic. And then I also want to build something in the Dres Canyon. That'd be fun, and I want to do a few other surprises that are also going to be. We've got to build the wall. You can't not build the wall, guys. We have to. We will build the wall. Don't worry. The wall will be built to keep out all the Dunites, those evil Dunites. And what we are doing right now is doing our burn to getting out to Dres. For each of these parts, ever since part 2, I've been trying to mix things up a little bit and trying to have a little more interesting stuff besides just your maneuver node / planning / whatever circular, just all that boring stuff. Because you see that 1,000 times. This is the fifth part. I think you guys get the gist of what going to Dres is like. So I'm trying to include more interesting bits in it, the Rover video. I talked a lot about the failures and the explosions, and that was fun. And in the transport network video, we did a bunch of fun docking, and in this video, I want to do a bunch of fun stuff on the surface. So when we land, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my 2 other rovers over to the base, and then we're going to do some fun stuff with them, kind of hang out. Because the big rover, actually, if you didn't know, it actually has a drone on it, so we can actually take that out for a spin. I don't know if I forgot to tell you. I'm probably doing more the rover in this video than I did with the actual rover video mission. That doesn't make sense. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm stupid. So we just enter Dres's SOI, and then we are going to start burning and get circularized around Dres, and that will basically deplete all of our nuclear stage, and then we're just going to go to our landing stage, which is going to be 3.75 meter side pod things that have vectors on them, just because the gimbal range. And I tried to balance out the center of mass and stuff, but yeah, that didn't exactly work. I don't know. I completely talked this is way 5 minutes in the past, but I'm burning with not all my nuclear engines right now, because the center of mass was kind of off. So I had to disable some of them because they saw earlier the thing kind of flipped out. So that basically has occurred. And we're staging away the nuclear stage, and unfortunately I had the decoupler slightly clipped into the fairing or the base of the base. Funny. which basically meant that it kind of shook itself and got Kraken attacked, and that unfortunately we lost one radiator. But you know, I tried it a few times. I'm like, it's a radiator, who cares? But you know what else is important? We are coming in now, starting to fire up those engines. I could have a point retrograde, but it didn't do a good job. So I'm just like manually trying to move it around and try and get it to retrograde. And you know, this landing works after a few tries, but it works. What we'll talk about right now as we come into land is basically what our base is. This is primarily a refinery / fuel depot base. So you can see our refinery right there with the drills and those cupola. Inside those cupola and fairings, we have a bunch of convertitrons, ISRU units, and then obviously we have a bunch of drills. And then on the other side of there, we have some fuel tanks, which can, you know, hold a bunch of fuel, a lot of fuel actually. Then the side closest to us right now, we have the crew habitation area, which looks like a carnival tent. I don't know if that's good or not. I just thought it'd be interesting. And then on the far side, we have our power generation module, which has a bunch of mobile processing units and those little service modules and solar panels. So that'll power us within their RTGs and everything in there. So, and batteries, and it's all great. And what else is great is our landing. I've dropped it down to 1x speed so you can see this laggy mess that was the landing. Not landing on a very flat surface, but who cares? That totally won't cause any problems in the future. Just wink, you know, wink, wink. So just trying to come in nice. I'm actually amazed by how well this thing landed. Like, I was expecting it to just like explode every time on landing, but no, it did a good job. But now we are sliding down the side of the mountain, if you will. So that's not what we want. So I'm just going to time warp until we kind of get to a slow note. We basically slide pretty far down the mountain. And if you didn't notice, we have some pretty interesting Kerbals coming with us today to do our very first. We're gonna step on Dres for the first time because no one's ever done that yet in the series. And the Kerbal that I thought would be most suited for that was Duke Kerman, because that's a pretty fun. I actually had a guy called Doggy Kerman that I really would have wanted to bring, but I don't know. I think I forgot to bring him. He'll come sometime, and maybe he'll come with Jeb and Bill, because they're not even there yet. Our main candidates, they're not even here. So, Jeb, Bill 2020, guys. Bill is obviously the VP. Jeb is the main guy, guys. You can see all our flags that are upside down, but we need to spread awareness. So Duke Kerman is going to go out and plant a flag and take his first step on the surface after he flies around for a little bit, and then he'll kind of walk over and kind of freak out. I don't know what's going on with Duke, but he's kind of freaking out. But yeah, don't worry, Jeb and Bill, they will come here, but they can't come here until the project is complete-ish. They don't want to come inspect a construction site. That is fake news. There we go, just planting that flag. Jeb Bill 2020, guys. Remember to vote. Spread awareness. We have to spread awareness. Go stand on street corners. Put the sign on your yard. Do all that. Don't, maybe, I don't know. Do whatever you want, guys. And then we're just gonna go ahead and fly back up to the base and get redocked with it, and then we're going to go ahead and take our Scout Rover, which is just sitting a little bit of ways, and we're going to drive it over to the base, and you'll actually get a pretty good scale as to how big the base was when you see the Rover comparison. So there it is. Here's our Rover. We're just cresting the hill now. See the base. I did go into the tracking station and delete those expended fuel tanks, so they're not there anymore. A bit more of a clean look, even though this thing is kind of like wedged between two hills, but that's not important. At least it's not sliding anymore. It actually still is very slowly. As you can see, I planted the flag in the middle of the base, and by the end of the video, it's like kind of moved away. But here's the big Rover, which is just so big. I mean, look at the base is big, but look how big the Rover is in comparison to the base. Like, it is big. It is very, very big. And now it also has turning problems and sliding problems, so in a second here I'll just crossfade over to us having it kind of moved up next to the base. I do have a little advanced grabbing unit that I could get to attach to the Rover, but it was just being a little bit not cooperating, so I said, screw it. So we're going to EVA this Kerbal, and we're just going to have a look at the Rover, because, we've not even got a very proper good look. I was going to look around and take the drone out for a spin, but here we go, going up to the front balcony. There are two balconies. There's the front and back one. And then what actually you're supposed to do to get on the balcony, you're not really supposed to jump off the top. You're supposed to go into that little door there, but, yeah, I didn't think that went through, did I? So that guy's stuck. He's not important. We'll just leave him there forever. This guy, however, is going to, first of all, we'll get the ladder deployed, which is not long enough, but who cares? Kerbals have jetpacks. This guy can fly out, go up to the back balcony, and then he'll go into the mobile processing lab, which is supposed to kind of look like an elevator, but it probably doesn't. And then he'll come outside to the top area. I guess it's technically a third balcony. And then we're going to get ready to take the drone out. So we'll go ahead and decouple the drone right now. And then I'm going to just kind of switch my camera to the drone. And I probably went the wrong way around, switching. But eventually we get to it. It doesn't explode or anything, which is good. And then we can just fire up its little engine and we can take it out for a little spin. This guy, if you're running it at like a quarter throttle, which I was probably running at less at this entire flight, it can, maybe running, about a quarter. Actually, it's probably closer to an eighth, but either way, this thing can fly for about 20 minutes at a quarter throttle. It can fly for 3 minutes at full power and 20 minutes at a quarter throttle. I never did the math for any of the other throttles, but just going to go ahead and fly that around, bring it back to the base, and you can see that there's a little advanced grabbing unit on a piston, so we can actually kind of like reach out and grab it, but I get the docking pretty good. Or I bring it in pretty good, so I don't really have to do that. If we just get it docked, we just get it grabbed on first try as we just kind of move it in nice and slowly. And then we bring it together. I've dropped down to 1 speed now, and then it can slowly just maneuver close, and there is docking, and that's going to bring us to the end of today's video. So I'll just have a little bit of a link to the playlist of the Make Dres Great Again series, maybe some other videos, and that'll be it for today, guys. So I'd like to thank you for watching. Until next time, please rate or comment to this video. Once again, thank you for watching. Once next time, and bye.